Hello everyone, my name is Enrique Cardona and welcome to this first and ever WWE pay-per-view review. And this one is talking about the 2025 Royal Rumble in Indianapolis, which is probably the first time I ever talk about wrestling. In this case, it's new for me because I never talk about wrestling in this channel. In fact, the only two times that I ever talk about it was in two episodes of Dark Side of the Ring, but only because I wanted to review those shows. However, I never got the chance to talk about those shows, those episodes again. A lot of scheduling conflicts, and honestly, I felt like there were other things that I need to worry about. And that's the thing that really stopped me from making more reviews. With the format that I'm working on right now, I hopefully can return to making other videos reviewing those episodes. The season 6 of Dark Side of the Ring is coming this year, so hopefully I get to talk about those episodes. But yeah, basically, I wanted to do this review talking about this new pay-per-view. Now that WWE is on Netflix and every content there is right there on Netflix in the palm of my fingertips, I feel more comfortable now watching WWE than I ever been before. I I never got the chance to watch the pay-per-views, at the very least, not without looking at the segments and looking at the matches. But I never watched the full pay-per-view, the full shows and the full pay-per-views on the comfort of a streaming service. Many people watch Peacock, but I never wanted to buy for another show on Peacock, and honestly, it just feels like a waste of time for me buying WWE Network or buying WWE formats, other shows, to justify watching those. So now that it's on Netflix, it's a lot easier for me to talk about it. We're still on 2025. We're still on the year when Vince McMahon is no longer in the company. Thank God for that. Look, I don't want to uh, talk about this guy anymore. I don't want to talk about him other than if I review any other of the Dark Side of the Ring episodes. But yeah, I feel like we don't need to talk about Vince McMahon anymore. You can call it bury your head into the sand, but right now I'm not thinking about him in this case. I'm thinking about the WWE, the people who work there, the producers, the people who are giving everything to give us a good time with wrestling. That's the important thing. So for now, he should be far away as we can from this guy. There will be a lot of rumors, a lot of news about this guy, but honestly, who cares at this point? Okay, maybe no, who cares? But honestly, we don't care. We should not care very much when we are watching these pay-per-views. So for now, I'm just glad that I have Netflix and that Vince is no longer there. But for now, I think it's time for me to talk about this pay-per-view, talk about the Royal Rumble and the road for WrestleMania, because we're a few months away, and that's the important thing. Even though I will never be able to watch WrestleMania live, I'm just glad that I can watch it on the comfort of my computer or my room, and not be worried too much about whether it's going to be, expensive or not. Regardless of that, let's talk about the pay per view, what happened there, the winners of the Royal Rumble. There were scheduled four matches in this pay per view. There were only two matches and two Royal Rumble matches, so it's important to address those. So, important thing to mention, since I'm going to talk about the pay-per-views. Since I'm going to talk about this pay-per-view, I won't be able to mention every name of the Royal Rumble, whether it's men or women's. So forgive me if I miss someone who was there. I watched it on Saturday, and it was hard for me to keep it on track. But I managed to watch the final two matches. But regardless of that, let's talk about the Women's Royal Rumble and hopefully see who was the winner. Oh, before I forget, it's important to mention I'm doing this video dedicated to Greg Morgan. Good my work. I just saw your video with the health scare about your blood cancer. I'm so sorry that you have to hear those news, but I see that you're happy. I see that you are relaxed. But yeah, man, I'm so sorry to hear that. I really hope that you get those test results, that you get your treatment because you need to get better. Because I think I can speak for many that you were a big inspiration. The fact that you review pay-per-views, whether it's WWE or AEW, for me it's inspirational. To me, you're chill out, you're relaxed. I agree with so many points that you make about not be able to not to get angry about any so many things, not to take everything that seriously. Like you've been a very good source of information for a lot of years, for many years, and the fact that you've been doing this for, I don't know, 15 years if I'm not mistaken, it's amazing. It's honestly shocking, and it's good that you keep doing this. So get better, man, and hopefully I can make as many videos as you are talking about wrestling. So let's begin the review with, first of all, they start the match. They started the pay-per-view with Stephanie McMahon, I think, with a new theme song, a new theme that she used to use, or no, that it's a brand new remix of her song. I can't remember because I honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I used to hate Stephanie McMahon back when I was started watching wrestling, which was around 2013 to 2016. I just couldn't stand her. And honestly, her theme songs, her themes were kind of forgettable and annoying as hell. But I'm glad that she's there though, because after everything that she went through, being in WWE, leaving WWE, and I don't know what the situation is with Shane or Vince, but I imagine it's different from what it used to be. So the pay per view starts with the women's match, the women's Royal Rumble match, which it consisted of 30 women going over the top rope, and whoever is left standing in the ring is basically the winner and is going to challenge for a world title for any of the women's at WrestleMania. So that's a good thing. So the match starts, and honestly, it's kind of slow to be honest. Although to be fair, I'm not good at reviewing very much about who's doing the greatest moves or everything. I'm mostly on that. But I do like the stories. Right now we have two champions in the women's division. We have Rhea Ripley and we have Tiffany Stratton. Now Rhea Ripley has been dominating the women's division, although she just recently won her World Heavyweight Women's Championship from Liv Morgan. So that's a so she's not very worried too much about the whoever wins it. Tiffany just cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase with against Nia Jax and became the women's champion there. So that's good to hear. I had to admit, Tiffany reminds me a lot of Barbie, of the movie Barbie. I don't know why. Maybe she's patterned herself to that kind of look, but hey, whatever works for you, girl. Whatever works for you. We have a lot of women wearing there. We have the newest mid card champions, the United States Women's Champion, which is Chelsea Green. along with Piper Niven. They were basically dominating during the match. Well, not that much because they got eliminated very not that long after they entered. We also have Ilya Valkyria, the newest Intercontinental Women's Champion, going there. We have a lot of returns, not only from Charlotte Flair, but also from Alexa Bliss, as well as Nikki Bella going in 30. It's good that Nikki came back, although I have to admit, after all these years, I don't know how long she can wrestle. I mean, remember that in 2015 she injured her neck and she had a lot of surgeries. And while she came back in 2016 to 17, it wasn't the same. I mean, after a neck injury, it pretty much that means that your career can end at any moment. If you're stone cold and you drink beers and you numb the pain, all that, then you can go far. But honestly, for Nikki, for a woman's body, I imagine it's gonna be less protection than the men's. But hey, I'm just glad that she came back. Alexa, it's been a while since we see Alexa Bliss in the show. I mean, in WWE, because last time I remember, she was out with an injury, but then she became a mother. I can't remember exactly, but Alexa used to hang around with Bray Wyatt, but Bray passed away in 2023, which was tragic. And honestly, with Alexa becoming a mother, I doubted that she was willing to come back. Then the Wyatt Six came, and they all came back. They all. Seeing Bo Dallas or Uncle Howdy doing his own shtick with all the members, with Dexter Loomis, with Joey Gacy, with Eric Rowan, and with Nikki Cross. It's good to see, but you wonder if she's going to join now because she appeared in the Royal Rumble and she appeared to be very normal. Although her doll Lily, if I remember correctly, she came back with the doll Lily and looks a lot different from what it used to be. Maybe they're gonna push that is Lily or another toy that she made. I don't know, but hopefully she can do a lot of crazy and a lot of entertaining stuff. Maybe she wants to be on her own. Maybe she wants to join the Wyatt Six. I don't know. I hope she does well, and congratulations of her being a mother. Um, yeah, and another return that we got was Charlotte Flair. Now, Charlotte, for many fans, is hated because she wins all the time. Because back when she started in 2015, she got more than 14 women's championship belts. She won the women's championship almost 14 times. It's close to tying her father, if not breaking her father's record of being a world champion, which I imagine when if they do that one day, that maybe Rick is gonna come back and congratulate her, and doing a lot of promotion for that. Regardless of that, is good to see her. Although I will say that she looks a little bit different from what she used to look before. She maybe it's just me, but her face looks a lot different from what it used to be. And honestly, it's kind of looking like Cher, like Greg said in his podcast, because she is looking different from what I think she used to look before. Maybe it's just me. Maybe she wants to look like that. I heard rumors that she was going to debut or return as the Dark Queen, and she came back here, and it was normal as usual. It's good that she won the Royal Rumble, honestly, because it means that we can return to the history she has with Rhea Ripley, or maybe she will want to challenge Tiffany Stratton for the Women's Championship. I'm not sure, honestly, but whatever she decides, I'm sure it's going to be big, and I'm sure Charlotte is going to win the Women's Championship at WrestleMania. If not, then it will be a great return and see put over a huge contender, put another wrestler there. But yeah, basically Charlotte wins the Royal Rumble at the first hour of the pay per view, and many fans will not like it. Many fans will probably hate it. Honestly, it's hard to say, but honestly, I cannot picture anybody else. I have a few pictures for what I want, who I want to win, but who I wanted to win, but honestly, not as strong as Charlotte Flair because I keep thinking, who does Rhea or Tiffany need to beat at WrestleMania or need to wrestle at WrestleMania for those titles? And I doubt was going to be Bianca Belair. A lot of people had picked Bianca Belair to win this. I don't think so, very honestly, but honestly, it was good to see her. Although I will say that if anything, because she's recently getting started, is Jordynne Grace. I honestly thought that Jordynne Grace was going to win the Royal Rumble because honestly, she not only has a great physique, but also she looks that she's ready for the big times. I mean, right now, Jordynne is going to be in the WWE. She had her run in TNA. She just had her final match at Genesis. And honestly, it was good to see Jordynne Grace coming to WWE. I mean, it's good to see her back, and she has a great physique, a great look. I mean, she's going to be in places in WWE. I can almost see Triple H putting her in a title match against any of the women's, or even a grudge match against any of the women's right now. Maybe she becomes a mid card champion before going to the main event. I don't know, but I hope she does well. And I guarantee you, she's going to be a world champion if not this year, then next year. Or at least a champion, depending on how they decide to push her. But I trust Hunter into doing this. I trust Triple H into pushing her the right way. Up next, we have the tag team titles match, the three stages against not three stages. What was it called? The 2 out of 3 falls match against the DIY against the Moto City Machine Guns. Now, I don't know very much of Moto City Machine Guns. The wrestlers there are comprised of Chris Sabian and Alex Shelley, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, when they debuted in WWE, it was kind of treated like a big deal because these were a tag team very famous in TNA, and now the WWE is making a partnership with TNA nowadays, which is something I never thought I would see. It was good to see these two like being part of the WWE wrestle there and become tag team champions. Now, the Motor City Machine Guns became champions after defeating, if I'm not mistaken, the Bloodline, defeating Tamatonga Tangaloa. So it was good that they pushed them to become champions. They are veterans in the industry, and they judging by the package, they have a history not only with DIY but specifically with Johnny Gargano. Now, I really enjoy Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, not only as singles wrestlers but also as champions in the tag team division. I honestly thought that they were going to split them up again and then run the whole Tommaso versus Gargano all the time. Like, the kind of thing that we saw with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn a few years back. So, honestly, it's good to see that Gargano and Champa are champions in WWE, and the fact that they are pushing them into being this great tag team that we are seeing. They are great at the ring. They are great as singles wrestlers as well as tag team champions. And now they we are seeing them against the Moto City Machine Guns. Is it's good that they're giving them finally a pay-per-view match for those titles in a big stage and in the Royal Rumble. I mean, it's been almost forever since we saw the Motor City Machine Guns or the DIY in a pay-per-view match. I mean, we haven't seen these guys, or we haven't seen these tag team titles being defended. I mean, even the Raw tag team titles were held by the Viking Raiders. I think they're called the Viking Raiders. But regardless, they're basically there, but they're not defending those titles in a pay per view. So it's good to see that these titles are being defended in a pay per view. The match itself is honestly pretty good, all things considered. I mean, it was showing the best of both teams. It's good to see that Motor City Machine Guns got the first fall, then DIY got the second fall, and it was good to see this specialization. I hope that we can see more matches between those two teams. The ending of the match consisted of the Street Profits interfering in the match, allowing DIY to pick up the win, only to attack DIY after the match and said that they wanted those tag team titles. And honestly, I think they deserve to win those titles, honestly. I mean, I want Motor City Machine Guns to win it, but they already won it once. DIY is already two-time tag team champion, so that's good. And but yeah, I don't know when are the Street Profits going to face DIY, or if it's going to be a triple threat match for those tag team titles, but it needs to happen relatively soon. And if I make my bet, if I'm willing to do the booking, I will have those titles be defended at WrestleMania. I don't know, maybe in a TLC match like we used to watch it before in WrestleManias 16, 17, and 18. You know, make it a throwback to Team Extreme versus Edge and Christian versus the Dudley Boys, or maybe make it a normal match. Make it into a, I don't know, a triple threat match for those titles, and make it as crazy as you can be, or make it into a very precise technical match. And hopefully we will see it at WrestleMania. I don't know, like get crazy with those matches. A lot of people don't feel like very hard, or they didn't feel that this match at the Royal Rumble for the tag titles was very special. But honestly, I'm just glad that we saw it from DIY, and we saw the Motor City Machine Guns fight for those to get those titles. And it's good to see Tommaso and Gargano just fighting a pay-per-view match. I wanted those guys to be in a big stage. Now they're in the Royal Rumble. I hope to see those guys at WrestleMania. Maybe we will see a split up. Maybe we will see a switch turn. I don't know. I hope DIY does well. I hope Johnny Gargano does well. I hope Tommaso Ciampa does well, because those guys deserve to be in the main event, just as the Motor City Machine Guns as well. But let's move on to the next match, which was Cody Rhodes, the current WWE champion, defending his title against Kevin Owens, who held the Winged Eagle title, the WWE Winged Eagle title from years ago at the Royal Rumble in a ladder match. So, a quick recap for this story, because I did follow it. So, Cody Rhodes becomes WWE champion at WrestleMania 40 after defeating Roman Reigns. Um, Cody has been defending the titles against AJ Styles, against the Bloodline, against Solo Sikoa, and specifically against Kevin Owens. Now, Kevin Owens, for the past few years, he has been like a beloved babyface. And I first know Kevin as a heel because he honestly does a better heel than he does a babyface. And honestly, it was good to see that Kevin Owens is doing all this stuff with the Winged Eagle, showing that he is the real champion. I do believe that Kevin Owens should be world champion in WWE, and if not in somewhere else, because honestly, Kevin has done a lot for this company and has done a lot to prove that he is worthy of being a champion. So the history is that Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes wrestled in Bash at Berlin, if I'm not mistaken. Bash at the beach. Why am I thinking of that? No, Bash at Berlin. Cody defended the title against him. It was just a normal match to see who's the best. But over time, with the bloodline returning, with Roman Reigns returning, and realizing more and more that Cody Rhodes is making not holding grudges against the Roman Reigns or Jey Uso or any other guys. Basically, it makes Kevin Owens like very angry and very upset because he thought that after everything that he went through with the bloodline, because Kevin Owens wrestled the bloodline before Cody came into the WWE and basically tried to take down Roman, take down Jimmy and Jay. He won the tag team titles along with Sami Zayn at WrestleMania 39 in the main event. And honestly, Kevin Owens feels like justifying in his hatred and his paranoia because he wants to become champion and he wanted to take down Roman. And now we see Cody Rhodes sharing the bread with him, and that makes Kevin Owens mad. So they had a rematch at Saturday Night Main Event on December. That was before they went into Netflix, and basically Kevin Owens tried to pick up the win, but in the end the referee was taken down. Cody Rhodes picked up the win after hitting after hitting Kevin Owens with a chair, or hitting the crossroads with a chair. Basically pick up the win. Kevin was upset. He attacked Cody, sent him to the hospital, and took the Win Eagle title everywhere he go. Basically declaring himself like he is the real champion. He's a real man. So the title was basically up to grasp, and basically Cody challenged Cody Rhodes. Cody challenged Kevin Owens for the titles in a ladder match to determine who is the real undisputed WWE champion. Now we go to the match, and it is brutal. And I love the T-shirt choice that Kevin Owens made for himself. Basically, a parody of Cody Rhodes's or Dustin Rhodes, the father of Cody, R.I.P. by the way. That he was the American Dream, the son of a plumber. I think he was said a Canadian Dream or the son of a, I don't know, an electrician, a computer engineer or something like that. I can't remember. But basically, the match was set and it was brutal. It had a lot of few painful spots involving ladders. Kevin Owens attacking Cody, showing mercilessly how he hated the fact that he shared the ring with make tag team became a tag team with Roman Reigns. Basically, they were attacking each other. This was a bloodbath, if was anything. I mean, Kevin Owens attacking Cody showing no mercy to Kevin. Uh, it was very hard to watch sometimes. The spots, I thought they were going to finish the spot with both men on the top of the ladder trying to grab the title, but no, this was, if anything, this match wasn't almost about the titles, it was much about beating each other up to a bloody pulp. Kevin trying to get Cody injured, trying to destroy him. The match was so brutal that all the people in the backstage area, Nick Aldis and Sami Zayn, going to the match, trying to help each other, each man to stop the match. And I don't know what were they doing there, but they basically all of them were worried that they were going to get injured. Any of these men. Um, in the end, Cody hits Kevin I can't remember what the move was called. It was like some of a sack of potatoes spot. The ladders were the one of the ladders was in the connected to the ring and to the announce table. Cody hits it, and Kevin Owens sells it like hell because he is basically almost upside down. Like he hit that ladder with brute strength, and he looked like he got his head on a hole. He injured his neck or something. In the end, Cody goes up and retrieves the titles. It was a very brutal match. I don't know what to say. Those men are basically workhorses. It's good to see Kevin Owens like selling the injuries, selling the bruises, selling the attacks very hardly. It's good to see Cody Rhodes fighting like hell. One of the things that I always admire about Cody is that he puts emotional matches, whether it's against his brother or against any other guy. He puts great stories, and that's the important thing that he does tell great stories. Now Cody Rhodes is champion, is still champion because he hasn't lost it yet, and now he's going to WrestleMania to face whoever wins the Royal Rumble or whoever wins the Elimination Chamber. And speaking of which, let's talk about the Royal Rumble match itself for the men. So the Royal Rumble begins with Rey Mysterio and Penta going at it for a long time. Now, Penta, this is his first WWE pay-per-view that he ever attended since debuting this year in the first Raw of Netflix. I gotta say, I'm very glad for Penta since debuting in that first Raw. He's been pushed a lot by Triple H. It's basically very different from his push in AEW, and I hope someone is taking notice because hopefully Penta can go to places. Hopefully Ray Phoenix can also come to WWE and they can form a tag team in order to become one of the best tag teams in the division. And that's my opinion, at least. But we see a lot of craziness in this Royal Rumble. We see Logan Paul. We see Jey Uso. We see I Show Speed. For those who don't know, I Show Speed is a YouTuber and I think a streamer in Twitch. I don't know very much about him except for the fact that I got to saw him getting rickrolled like 7 times. And if you don't know what rickroll is, you're probably gonna be blessed. But regardless of that, the matches are getting on the way. AJ Styles returns to the ring. That's good to see him. We see CM Punk, Roman Reigns. We see a lot of people there. And we see that CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns are all eliminated from the Royal Rumble. That's huge to me. I mean, I thought for one that Roman Reigns was going to win the Royal Rumble, or even CM Punk. After all, he never main evented WrestleMania, and one of the things he always wanted was to main event WrestleMania. And no, his matches with The Undertaker doesn't count, and neither does his WWE Championship against Chris Jericho. He wants to be at last, at the final match of the show. So that was one of his gripes when he left WWE. I don't know if he will main event this year. I highly doubt it because I honestly think if you want to put CM Punk in a match at WrestleMania, I would say put him against Kevin Owens. Why not? Those two never came cross paths before, and honestly, they should just go at it. Let them fight. Let them see how much of a program can come across. Like I know that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens make for a better rivalry than the others, but honestly, CM Punk and Kevin Owens sounds to me a money making match. After all, and most people, at the very least, most that I can come across, kind of compare CM Punk with Kevin Owens and vice versa because they do have a similarity of careers. Both come from Ring of Honor, both win championship belts. both come to WWE and they beat John Cena and so many others to prove that they are the best in the world. I honestly think that the skills in the mic could also be money making as well. They can sell the match with their mouths more than they do when in the ring. So I would say it could be a fun match. I would say that judging by what happened in the Royal Rumble, I think Seth Rollins turned heel, and because after curb stomping Roman Reigns like well, not once but twice, that screams to me that he's already turning his back and that he wants to get rid of Roman. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but given the fact that Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins had history, and the fact that Roman didn't beat Seth in any of the matches they have on pay per view, I would say is they're gonna have a match at WrestleMania. Maybe not the best way to capitalize on a main eventer like Roman, because after being in the main event for many years, you will think you will put him in another main event. But honestly, if they can put him in a program with Seth Rollins, I think that they should do it, because this is honestly showing that they're basically ready to run the program. But regardless of what I think, I would say that it's clear that Roman Reigns is not going to be at the main event this year. But we know who is, and it comes as a shock to me. So basically, the match goes on. All the most likely contenders are all eliminated. Look, Ludwig Kaiser or Kaiser Soze, I don't know what his name is. He gets eliminated quickly in 6 seconds. We see Jacob Fatu acting like a beast, destroying everybody. Braun Strowman gets revenge on Jacob by eliminating him. I'm surprised that Tomatonga is not there in the Royal Rumble. You figure that he will be there helping his friend. I don't know. That's just me. But basically, after all the contenders are all eliminated, we see the three remaining: Logan Paul, Jey Uso, and my man John Cena. So when I saw this, I said, "Oh my God, are they actually going to put John Cena as the victor of this Royal Rumble?" I mean, I will feel bad for Jake and Logan, but will they do it? Or I was also thinking, will they be crazy enough to put Logan Paul in the main event? I mean, I wouldn't pass down for shock value, but that would be a Vince move instead of a Triple H move. And in all honesty, I wasn't sure who was going to win. I thought for sure that Jay was going to be eliminated. If not be the eliminated by Logan or John, it will be before that. And that's shocking to me. So John Cena eliminates Logan Paul, and then it comes down to John Cena and Jey Uso. So they go at it. They try to eliminate each other. John is trying his best. I thought for sure that they're gonna eliminate John or eliminate Jay. One of them is gonna be going to the top rope. I thought for sure that they're going to repeat the 2005 Royal Rumble ending, which John and Batista fell down at the same time, and I wanted that to happen in this match, because honestly, it will make sense. Honestly, because it will be a fun little history to repeat. But no, in the end, it was Jey Uso who got the victory, and he becomes main event again. He actually is going to main event WrestleMania and going for a championship. John passes the congratulations to Jay. It was unexpected for a lot of people because, well, after the history that they told, after the story, they are telling that this is John Cena's final year, that this is going to be his last year as a wrestler. I thought he was going to win the Royal Rumble. And honestly, I wish he would have. But then again, it would be easy for him and deny the victory for a young up and comer. And honestly, John is the kind of guy who's very selfless, and Not, it doesn't take the selfish route in which he wins all the time. I know a lot of people complain about his Super Cena motif for the past few years, the when he was around at his prime, that he was always winning. But screw those people. I love Super Cena. I love that he wins. I love that he never turned heel. And the fact that he was selfless enough to let Jay have his moment does say a lot. However, seeing the interview that he did afterwards, in which he realizes that now he has to be more serious about his matches, puts him in a path of the Elimination Chamber that maybe, just maybe, he wins the Royal Rumble. Not the Royal Rumble. What am I saying? The Elimination Chamber match. I think they probably gonna put him in the elimination chamber and having him win. I don't know how they're gonna pull that off, but hopefully he does. I mean, I'm hoping that John gets that main event spot and becomes 17-time world champion. If not, become the Intercontinental Champion or something like that. I want John Cena to have a record this year, not just to be passing down and be seen as just another guy who just saying hello, does a match, and puts over a young talent. They need to tell a story with John, and I think this is high time to do so. John needs to he needs to do something big this year, and whether it's in WrestleMania or Elimination Chamber and any other pay per view, I'll be there watching. Now, I don't know if they're gonna turn him heel or if they're gonna do something different with him, or I don't know. I just hope that he can get there. But I talked enough about John Cena. Let's talk about Jey Uso. Now, throughout the years, I always saw Jey Uso as just a tag team specialist. I thought him as just one half of that tag team. When he entered this story with Roman Reigns at 2020 as one of his opponents, then become one of his suburban sidekicks and helpers. I thought, okay, but I was thinking that Jimmy returned and they formed the Usos again in order to become tag team champions because that's what I saw. Jimmy and Jay, the Usos. There was nowhere. There was no one without the other. But I realized something that whatever happened in 2020 that many didn't saw before and I didn't see before, maybe Roman saw something in him. And after many years, tag team championships, breakups, betrayals, brother against brother, family against family, in an intercontinental championship match, and this shows me that they are ready to push Jey Uso to be in the main event at WrestleMania. Now, who is he going to challenge? Well, I would say Gunter for one reason, because later in the year, in Saturday's main event, they show a match between Gunther and Jey Uso. Jay ended up losing against Gunther, but if he, with the win of the Royal Rumble, I would say that he's going to challenge Gunther again and he's going to beat him at WrestleMania. Whether it's in night one or night two, I don't know, but I hope that we can see Jey Uso fulfill his destiny and fulfill the momentum that he has gained over the years because honestly, no other guy has gone over that I've ever seen since, well, since Cody, since Sammy, since any other. And honestly, it's high time for Jey Uso to be main event Jey Uso. And hopefully we can see that this year. Hopefully he wins. Now, who does Cody feud? If not, if Roman is out and CM Punk is out and Seth Rollins is out, I would say John Cena. Like, whether John wins or not, whether this marks the beginning of the end of his career, I'm not sure. I don't know if Cody will let John to defeat him, or I don't know. I don't know if John will let Cody lose, or I don't think WWE will let Cody lose only to give a victory to John Cena. I don't know. I just hope that this match is good. That's all I can hope for. But yeah, I want John Cena to become 17-time world champion. And maybe Cody is his best opponent. I mean, Cody's the face of WWE. John was the face of WWE. They if they're gonna do it, they might as well do it in WrestleMania, unless they do a double switch and do Jey Uso versus Cody Rhodes and John Cena versus Gunther. If John wins the Elimination Chamber, that all depends, right? If not, I don't know what the predictions are. I don't know what's gonna happen. We haven't heard news of The Rock coming into having a match at WrestleMania. I heard rumors that he was trying to, or maybe he was backing down. It all depends on Dwayne because honestly, I don't know what's going on in his head. I mean, the only reason he came back to WWE was to, because his movie career is not going as well as we hope. I'm not mocking the guy, it's just the way I was thinking of it. But regardless of what you think, I don't know what's gonna happen at WrestleMania. But I know that Jey Uso is gonna main event on it. I know Charles is gonna main event WrestleMania. Cody is going to defend his title at that stage. Gunter is gonna definitely defend the title on that stage. I don't know what's gonna happen with the other matches. What CM Punk is going to do. What Seth is going to do. What Roman is going to do. I just excited, and sometimes unpredictability is sometimes good because it makes you wonder what's going to happen. But regardless of that, I just hope that this main event of WrestleMania can be as good as 40 because I love WrestleMania 40. It was good to see the ending of one era and the beginning of another one, and hopefully we can see the momentum that WWE has gained endure. After everything they've been through with the scandals of Vinnie Mac Jr., they need to do something bigger and louder. Thankfully, it means that Brock Lesnar is not going to be there because I cannot stand Brock Lesnar, and I'm glad that he's not going there. He cannot go there, but he's not even a choice that he can make. So yeah, there's that. But I've been rambling a lot. I don't know. We tonight is going to be the qualifying matches for the Elimination Chamber. We have CM Punk fighting against Sami Zayn for the right to be at the Elimination Chamber match. We also have news that Liv Morgan and Io Sky are going to fight for the qualification match at the Elimination Chamber. We see Jey Uso, we see Charlotte Flair going into Raw tonight. I hope they can show us something. Oh, I almost forgot. In the match, in the Royal Rumble match, we got to see Joe Hendry make his appearance, and as short as it was good to see that this guy went to places. I mean, I saw this guy in WCPW being pushed to be a world champion, a main eventer, and the fact that he's on TNA and he won the world heavyweight title on TNA and main event pay per view on a Royal Rumble match is amazing to see. I hope the guy one day can go to WWE just like Jordynne Grace. So here's to hoping. But yeah, that's my review. I'm gonna end it right here. But what do you guys think? Do you think that Jay deserves it to be in the main event? Do you think Charlo deserves it? Although I think a lot of people won't like that idea. But hey, what do you think about all the WWE returns, all the wrestlers who return, the tag team match between DIY and Mono City Machine Guns? What do you think of Cody versus Kevin? Let me know in the comment section, and I hope to see you next time. Okay, so I'm being Henry, and I'll see you next time. Peace.